Let's do it. This is Group B, Jaedong versus Hiya. This is a team matchup. Your friend must perish. Oh, these guys are cracking it up already, though. Type in fart jokes back and forth. Gotta love it. But yeah, this is a team matchup. They're both on Hwaseonaz. And I can tell you from experience, I've casted a lot of these team matchups in the past. These things are wildly unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen in a team matchup. You may think you know, but you don't know, dude. So here we go. This is on Pathfinder. I'm Jaedong. I'm Hiya. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Except, down at the 8 o'clock position in blue is Jaedong. So that means down at the 5 o'clock position in red is Hiya. Scouting in the right direction, Jaedong is. Who am I, Yoda? Putting the preposition. Okay, never mind. But here is a prediction from Jackal327. Writes, nothing can stop the power of the Dong. Not even the ultimate baller, Hiya. Another prediction from Shade118. Writes, the Dong will use his rock-solid Munomicro to penetrate, wow, his way to the OSL Gold number 4, smiley face. That was kind of dirty. Here's another one from Frankazap. Writes, Hiya is the new go-go. Rafflecopter! 7 exclamation points. Wow, that is strange. Yeah, the fish, you're probably going to see a lot of fish in the audience. Yeah, there's another fish, because Hiya's nickname in Korea is Magic Carp, because his mouth is always open when he's playing. A lot of other players like that too. Why are all these fish playing drums? It looks like I missed out on some inside joke. Every single fish is playing drums. This is ridiculous. This must have something to do with something Hiya said in an interview or something. It's the only reason I can think of they might be playing drums, because I watched the OSL selection ceremony, and I don't think Hiya was playing drums then. But anyway, whatever. We might find out soon. Maybe the guys will just start playing drums, do drum solos in the middle of their games. That would be sweet. Here's another prediction from Gertzberger. Writes, Jaedong has the easiest group I've ever seen. A teammate and 2 Zergs. Easy peasy. Yep. And there is Hiya walling off inside of his natural expansion, I believe. Can't see the mini-map there. Yeah, he's walling off inside the natural expansion. Hiding the mini-map again. I gotta love these graphics, people. Okay, let's get another prediction, as I can't tell what's going on anyway on the mini-map. Here's one from Farenth Browncoat. Writes, I have a feeling that this OSL will finally give pause to the Flash versus Jaedong rivalry. With Magikarp's antics and 2 strong ZVZ players facing him, Jaedong might finally see an early exit in the round of 16. Very ill portent. There's a spawning pool on the way for Jaedong. He did go for a 12 hatch build. Going to have that hatchery up soon. But so will Hiya. Well, Hiya's not going to build a hatchery anyway. Well, he might. This is Hiya we're talking about. But alright, he is going to put down his command center and be safe for the time being. So Jaedong most likely going to react to this by throwing down another hatchery, trying to go for another base, while the second base is plopping up for Hiya. This is kind of a weird map for Zerg to deal with Terran. I think it is Terran favored over Zerg slightly. I don't remember the exact ratio between the 2 races. This is just a weird map overall. And Protoss and Terran are actually even on this map. But I believe that Zerg favored over Protoss and Terran favored over Zerg on this map, just because it's so strange. It's a bad place to hide an Overlord. It's just difficult to hide an Overlord on this map, I can tell. As Hiya trying to take down the spawning pool. I'm an SCV, I can do whatever I want. Spawning pool bleeding, see if he can get it down to yellow. I would be impressed. Nope, doesn't get it down to yellow, unfortunately. So Hiya, he has 2 Marines to guard his front. And I'm not sure if he did a hard wall in or not. I think that Zerglings can get by that. Hiya is still trying to stay in here as long as possible, losing the SCV though, so he's not going to get the scouting information he wants. The lair on the way, Jaedong was trying to hide that from Hiya by plopping it up at the natural expansion. Keep Hiya guessing, of course. And Hiya transferring all of his SCVs to the natural expansion. I love to see Hiya play because, I mean, mostly when he's playing against Free, I think that is the player that he most goes bananas with, using Wraith builds against Free, who is a Protoss player. It's just ridiculous. And I think he went for nukes the last time they played each other in the Pro League. Wacky stuff. I would like to see some nukes against Jaedong. I can't remember the last time a player nuked Jaedong, and that would be awesome. But Jaedong, bleeding spawning pool up there, the lair getting ready to pop up. Let's see what he decides to do with this. Most likely going to plop down the Spire, because Mutalisks work well on this map. You get a lot of maneuverability on this map with Mutalisks. If you don't go for Mutalisks, you're going to have a hard time catching those Marines out there, because they have a couple different directions they can go. Unless you do yes. What's a word? I'm losing my words today. I'm a little bit tired today, too, as I was in the last set of commentaries, because I got up at 9 o'clock, which is very early for me. It's not early for some of you, to go look at an apartment. And I was completely zoned out of my mind this morning. I was like, just driving over to the place, like, But that's all irrelevant, as Jaedong is getting ready to try to do a surround of these troops, but there is a firebat in there. Hiya does have his firebat out front to protect the rest of his troop, so Jaedong not going to be able to get the surround with Zerglings, so you have to plop down a couple of sunken colonies, which he is. And Hiya is actually retreating now, making Jaedong throw down those sunken colonies and waste the money on them. But he could definitely go in later with some reinforcements, try that attack again. But Jaedong trying to catch Hiya off guard, get the surround on him without being hurt by the firebat. A little bit different. Contain! That's the word I was going for earlier. It only took me 3 minutes to get there. Awesome. So there's the Spire from Jaedong. So the Spire is coming down. I believe that was scanned by Hiya. He scanned inside that main. I think he caught the Spire on that scan. Although that was an interesting place to put the Spire. Is it away? It might have been away from the scan range. Not exactly sure, but there is a stem being researched, I think, by Hiya, if not range. But he is going to be prepared anyway. Over here at his front, building a bunker just in case Jaedong is going for a lurker build. He wants to be prepared for every option. Throwing down the turrets behind his natural expansion too, because that could be a nightmare trying to fend off against Mutalisks behind that natural expansion. Jaedong could just camp in there with his excellent muta control and cause a lot of damage. Okay, there's Jaedong trying to get rid of these turrets. And now Hiya is going for the counterattack, actually. He's not pulling back inside of his main. He's grouping up troops for a counterattack, I think. Kind of hovering in the middle of the map. Yep, he's going for the counter. Going to try to defend with the troops inside of his main. This is a very strange attack from him, but it could work out great. It's going to make Jaedong pull back with all of his Mutalisks. So Hiya is still grouping up troops, and Jaedong is pushing the front. It's almost like they're going to be base trading soon, because Jaedong is killing the bunker. There's nothing in that bunker at the front. Hiya doing the scan, making sure there aren't a lot of troops to deal with at this front. Hiya is going for the killing blow, taking down both sunken colonies, and now Jaedong is pulled back with all of his Mutalisks, though, for defense. So at least he has the Mutalisks at home. If he had kept those at Hiya's base, he would be completely dead right now, I think. Or at least that lair would not be in very good shape. It was smart of Jaedong to build the lair at his natural expansion, but Jaedong is actually running out of mutas here, losing a ton of mutas to Hiya's troops. Jaedong trying to get the surround at the same time with these Zerglings, but he's losing everything. He was trying to switch into lurkers, but Hiya attacked just when he was trying to do that, so he doesn't even have any Hydras to morph in the lurkers. And if he tries to go for lurkers now, it's not going to work out for him. He's got to keep pumping his Mutalisks to get that immediate unit count on the map. He's throwing down 2 more sunken colonies because Hiya is not letting up the pressure at all. Still pumping troops, reinforcement troops. He's going in right now before the sunken colonies are even done. Hiya trying to take out this sunken, and Jaedong doesn't have enough Mutalisks to tackle this. He's still coming in with his Mutalisks anyway, and a couple of Hydras, finally morphing a lurker, trying to get that lurker out there, and putting it in front of the sunken colony, actually, just to kind of protect that a bit. And finally getting rid of the troops from Hiya. So Hiya, I don't think... Well, Hiya He's still in the middle. I was wondering which direction he was going to go with those reinforcement troops. But he is pulling back to his natural with the reinforcements because he knows he's going to need the defense. Now that the lurkers are out, he doesn't want to run into a lurker trap. But Jaedong has done plenty of those. So now Hiya just now put down his factory, and he has plenty of turrets to protect himself. Just has kind of like turrets, lights in front of his home, like decoration turrets at his front door. But Jaedong finding this, I think he's just out of range of that turret. Maybe just out of range of it, but either way, Hiya's not going to be able to kill the lurkers over here. He just wasted one scan on seeing how many lurkers were out. So Jaedong is going to try to get on the contain, that elusive word. At the front, moving forward, slowly but surely, and he does have his Zerglings at the front to act as kind of meat shields as he inches forward with his lurkers. At the front, Jaedong breaking through the natural expansion. Hiya trying to rebuild his bunker that he had earlier. He lost that earlier to the Zerglings as there was nothing in the bunker. But he's barely holding his front. He does get the scan, takes down the lurkers and the remaining Mutalists. But Jaedong, in the meantime, has taken his third base, so he is still doing pretty well. I don't think he's doing much with that third base other than mining gas, though. So he's devoted heavily to a Mutalist lurker combo. Going to need a lot of gas for that. But Hiya, he's built up to starport, most likely trying to get straight to vessels. And he does still have some troops outside of his natural expansion to protect that momentarily. But he has so few troops on the ground. I think Jaedong, one more wave from Jaedong might be able to take down Hiya. So Hiya's got to be careful, especially now that he's teching up like this. That means fewer troops on the ground. Going out with an SCV just to kind of test the waters, look for the lurkers that are down there. But Jaedong going to intercept that SCV. That SCV is not going to live too much longer to get the scout. Maybe the SCV goes down. Yes, it does. And now Jaedong has saturated the 6 o'clock position, so he is macroing up. Going straight into his hive, apparently. Yes, he does put it down the Queen's Nest, going straight into the hive off of these 3 bases. A science vessel's on the way for Hiya, and now he's building a second engineering bay to get upgrades for those Marines. They have the +1, and that's all they have at the moment. That's going to be all he needs to fight off the Mutalist, though. Okay, first tank out for him. Looks like he is upgrading siege mode for those tanks, as Jaedong is going to position some lurkers out there. This would be a great map to get a lurker trap on. Get those lurkers, group them with an overlord, hit hold. Lurkers don't attack anything until you basically tell them to. That would be excellent on this map, although it might be difficult to catch that Medica Marine army out there, but you can't scan every single area in the middle before moving out to the base. So Jaedong trying to take down the science vessel, but no. Hiya doing a good job weaving in and out of the turret range. So he takes that out. Now Jaedong has positioned some lurkers in the middle. But now that the science vessel is out, I think that Hiya will put that out first and attack it with the tanks that are out here. And it looks like Jaedong actually scouted this. I think he has an overlord in position to see that. But Hiya, siege mode, taking out one lurker already. So Jaedong is trying to get lucky and take down that science vessel with the Scourge, though. He has them out front. He might be able to do it. But I have a feeling that the Defiler Mound just now coming up for Jaedong, so he's definitely not going to have consumed by the time that Hiya gets to his natural expansion. Well, depending on how quickly Hiya pushes. I mean, if Hiya pushes all the way right now, he's going to get a ton of damage done because Jaedong is a little bit late on his Defiler Mound. With the amount of lurkers he has out in the field. That's a lot of lurkers, though. He might be able to do it with just these lurkers and the Zerglings. I think that's what his plan is. Yes, he's going for the attack, the pincer attack here. Huge amount of lurkers, killing everything. The tanks go down. Hiya, in the meantime, is dropping inside of the main, though. Dropping inside of the main. Luckily, Jaedong did not build his hive there, because if he lost the hive at this point in the game, that would be horrible. But he does have his Defiler Mound in. So Jaedong, he's got to do something about this. He still doesn't have many troops in. He has a few Zerglings sniping the shuttle, though. The dropship, sorry. To at least make it so he can't do dropship micro. But Hiya's wedged himself behind the 6 o'clock base, too. But Jaedong has positioned some lurkers in. Going to try to get some kills with those before they're irradiated off the face of the earth. The main not doing too well right now. Jaedong, kind of a grimace from him, trying to rebuild his spawning pool. That got taken down by Hiya. And Hiya, oh man, that means no more Zerglings for a while. So Jaedong is going to have to play defensively. He's not going to be able to do those big pincer attacks like the one he did earlier. As Hiya was getting the drop. That was a smart drop too. As soon as he engaged, he dropped just to kind of distract Jaedong. And it worked out great, took down the spawning pool. Wasn't able to snipe the Defiler Mound though, and that could be critical for Hiya, not being able to snipe that at this stage. But Jaedong still holding his own at these 3 bases. You might want to think about a 4th now, because I have a feeling that Hiya will be going out to get his 3rd soon. But the Defiler out for Jaedong, doing the Dark Swarm there, going to get a nice surround. Might be able to take out these... Oh, took out 1 vessel. But still 1 remains, and I don't think Jaedong's going to be able to snipe that anytime soon. So Jaedong trying to resaturate his main. Not too many minerals there anyway, but I want to get those out of the way before he starts on a 4th base. I think he is taking his 4th base up at the 10 o'clock position. So once he has a 4th, he'll be able to lock down this game, but that might be easier said than done. Hiya already showing that he's willing to drop everywhere and wedge himself behind all of the bases, so Jaedong going to have to play very carefully with those Scourge. I'd say just keep a couple of Scourge at each base. That's what he's trying to do. With these Scourge right at his main, Science Vessel escorting the dropship. Might actually get a D-Matrix of that dropship. That would be funny. Although not entirely helpful with the amount of Scourge that are out. But Hiya is trying to find a position where he can drop the main again. And Jaedong, he is up there with a couple of Scourge, but I don't think he's noticed this yet. Hiya going back into the main with the dropship. Oh, the dropship goes down. Nice snipe there from Jaedong. Seeing that with the Overlord sight. And then sniping with the Scourge. That was nicely done from him. That's going to help him defend his main a little bit longer and not lose his spawning pool again. And now it looks like he might be setting himself up for another pincer attack if he has enough troops to do it. Right now he does have the Defiler, so he doesn't need a lot of troops to do the pincer. But Hiya forced away yet again. And Hiya is still only on 2 bases. I think he's working on getting that 2 o'clock up, but doesn't have it up yet. So Jaedong, if he holds out here, I think he's going to be okay. Might want to send a few more Zerglings out to try to snipe that 3rd base. So then another pincer attack from Jaedong. Lot of fire bats inside the map now. From Hiya. Oh, I think he just sniped the Defiler. That was a nice snipe from Hiya, though. That means no Dark Swarm up here for Jaedong. Oh, Jaedong being irradiated and those lurkers very badly damaged. But he's keeping Hiya back, and that is the most important part right now. So Jaedong needs to take his 4th base. I thought he was working on one up at the 10 o'clock, but he doesn't have that yet. Hiya preparing 2 dropships now. Most likely going to try the main again. Since it is so enclosed, it means that Jaedong will have a tough time defending that if these dropships get through. But can the dropships get through? That is the big question now that there is a whole fleet of Scourge out. Scourge are distracted by the Science Vessel, though, and now Hiya getting in. Hiya finds his way down. The Scourge being irradiated, actually, which is a bit ridiculous. Now Hiya has dropped 2 dropships worth of troops inside of this main, and this is going to cause so much damage to Jaedong. If he can't get a Defiler in anyway, he needs to sneak that Defiler in to protect these very important buildings, including the Defiler mounts. Jaedong losing his hatchery inside of the main. There's 1 plague Science Vessel. But Jaedong does have a few Zerglings here. No Defilers yet, though, for Jaedong. Looks like he's just trying to clean this up with Zerglings. That's not going to work for Jaedong. And, oh, man. You kidding me? I think that Jaedong might have blocked himself into his main with that Spire. Yeah, the observers are pointing it out. There's not enough room for the Defilers to get in. Wow. What a critical mistake for Jaedong. He's going to lose everything in this main. He can't just do this with the Zerglings. No way he's going to be able to kill everything with Zerglings, so Jaedong is going to lose his main. He's going to lose his entire main, including the spawning pool, including the Defiler. Well, he already lost the Defiler mount. He's going to lose his Hydralisk Den, too. As Hiya is sneaking in with 2 more dropships. Being spotted by 1 Scourge, though. Takes 1 Scourge. That dropship's like, 1 Scourge, whatever. I'm fine. I keep flying. But yeah, the entire main going down. Oh, both dropships down. I don't know if they had any troops in them or not. This game is awesome. Oh, Defiler. Lost Defilers. Looking for a can of sugar or something. Do you have sugar? But Defilers die. And now Jaedong's about to die. He just took his base up at the 10 o'clock. And he was prepared to have 4 bases, but he just lost his main, all of his important tech buildings, as Hiya is pushing it all the way to the natural expansion again. I think Hiya might win this. GG from Jaedong. Hiya sniping everything, and that was ridiculous. Ridiculous play from Hiya, but very smart dropship play from him. Boxer-esque in its simplicity. So Hiya, oh my god, what? Oh my god. Dear sweet mother of God. It's the victory drum. So Hiya actually did have a drum. I guess that's what everyone in the audience was commenting on. And now, oh yeah, he's going over to Jaedong's booth. He's like, oh, you like my drum? Oh, he's letting Jaedong bang on the drum a bit. Wow. So, this has been Nuke and a drum ceremony from Hiya. God, I hope he carries that drum to every single game from now on. This has been Nuke. Let's move on to Group C now. Sorry, but this was too amusing not to upload.
다음에 만났을 때 이렇게 약한 거죠. 원래는 이재동 선수가 경기 전에 두 선수 간에 채팅을 할 때 이재동 선수가 그랬거든요. 이것방이 식기 전에 먹겠다. 이것방이 식기 전에 먹게 빨리 끝낼 경기. 구성원 선수 빨리 때려잡고.